IRCC conducted their last draw on 26th October. What can we expect from the next draw? Will the number of new candidates continue to be on the higher end? Will IRCC increase the draw size any further? What will be the cutoff score? And most importantly, will there be a draw? Let's find out. Hello and welcome to Canadian Dream. This channel is all about Canadian immigration, immigration related news and updates. In today's video, we'll try to predict the draw size and cutoff score of the upcoming draw, which is expected on the 9th of November. The biggest question is, will there be a draw on the 9th of November? To those who don't watch my full video, let's play hide and seek. I'll answer this towards the end. In our last video, we have seen the pool breakdown after the latest draw. If you have missed it, I would strongly recommend you to stop watching this video and watch that video first. You'll get a better understanding of the whole calculation and analysis. For our prediction, we need to find the following first. Number 1. Number of candidates in the pool after the last draw. Number 2. Number of new candidates that may get added. Number 3. Total number of candidates expected before the draw. Number 4. The expected draw size. Once we have these 4 pieces of information, we can make our prediction. So let's start with number 1. Number of candidates in the pool after the last draw. We have this data from our pool breakdown video. In case if you have missed it, I'll quickly show you. The last draw was conducted on the 26th of October. 4,750 invitations were sent out and the cutoff score was 496. From the 4,750 invitations, 4,762 were used up by the candidates with 600 plus scores. From the remaining ITAs, 937 were sent to cover all the candidates in the 501 to 600 CRS range. After this, there were no candidates with CRS 501 and above. There were 3,051 ITAs in hand, which was dedicated to the 491 to 500 range. There were 6,226 candidates in this range. So after sending out 3,051 invitations, there should be 3,175 candidates left in this range. So we have got the first piece of information. Let's move to the second. Number 2. Number of new candidates that may get added. To find this, we need to look at the previous records. First, let's look at the number of newly added candidates for the 26th October draw. We can see in the range of 601 to 1200, we were expecting 522 candidates. Bad news, 762 candidates were added, 240 more than our expectation. Looks like the impact of recent PNP draws is coming into the scene. Between 501 to 600, 1054 candidates were expected. Gladly, this returned to the normal. 937 candidates were added in this range, 117 less than our prediction. Between 491 to 500, 216 candidates were expected, but 706 were actually added. This came as the biggest shock this time. 491 more than our prediction. Between 481 to 490, 155 candidates were anticipated, but 172 candidates were added, just 18 more. Overall, 2,856 candidates were added in the 501 to 1200 CRS range, which is 820 more than our prediction. So all in all, the number of new candidates was once again very high. To understand the pattern of new additions better, let's look at their trends. In the 601 to 1200 range, we can see a significant increase this time, and now it has an upward trend. The 501 to 600 range has witnessed a massive drop, but the trend line is still upward. The 491 to 500 range also showed a big rise this time, the biggest we have seen in the recent times. This also has a very steep upward trend now. In the 481 to 490 range, we can see a slight drop this time, but the trend is still upward. On the whole, new candidates in the 451 to 1200 range now have an upward trend. Time to find the number of candidates that may get added to the pool before the next draw. This is going to be tricky. We have seen an unfamiliar spike in the 491 to 500 range in the last draw. These unusual spikes are making forecasting difficult. Still, I'll try to use simple forecasting techniques to derive something from the data we have. So, will the new addition remain to be high once again, or will it go back to the average line? What I'll do is I'll explore 2 routes. A pessimistic scenario where the number of new candidates will remain high, and an optimistic scenario where the number of new candidates will return to normal. Scenario 1. the number of new candidates remains high. To find this, we'll use linear forecasting. We now have 8 sets of data. We'll use them in our forecasting. So we get in the range of 601 to 1200, 628 candidates might get added this time. Between 501 to 600, 1332 candidates. Between 491 to 500, 571 candidates. And between 481 to 590, 180 candidates are expected to get added. Overall, 2,743 candidates with a CRS of 451 to 1200 are expected to join the pool. Scenario 2. The number of new candidates goes back to the average. To find this, we leverage the datasets we have. Again, we'll be ignoring the first dataset for appearing to be an anomaly. So, after averaging, we know in the range of 601 to 1200, 556 candidates might get added this time. Between 501 to 600, 1037 candidates. Between 491 to 500, 286 candidates. And between 481 to 490, 157 candidates are expected. Overall, 2,153 candidates with a CRS of 451 to 1200 are expected to join the pool. Please note we may see a sudden spike in the 600 plus range as we have seen a couple of PNP draws recently. We have already seen a small glimpse in the last draw. However, I'm not considering them here as it is hard to say when these candidates will claim their points, as some of the PNPs require application submission before candidates can claim those 600 points. So we have found the second piece of information, let's move to the third. Number 3. Total number of candidates expected before the draw. Now we need to find the total number of candidates that will be in the pool before the draw is conducted. To find this, we can add the expected number of new candidates with the candidates remaining in the pool after the last draw. We need to find this for both the scenarios. In scenario 1, where the number of new candidates remains high, there should be 628 candidates with CRS 600 plus. Between 501 to 600, there should be 1332 candidates. Between 491 to 500, there should be 3,746 candidates. And between 481 to 490, there should be 10,136 candidates. In scenario 2, where the number of new candidates goes back to the average, there should be 556 candidates with CRS 600 plus. Between 501 to 600, there should be 1,037 candidates. Between 491 to 500, there should be 3,461 candidates. And between 481 to 490, there should be 10,113 candidates. Now we have got the number of candidates that might be in the pool before the draw. Let's move to the next. Number 4. The expected draw size. It's time to find the draw size. The estimated draw size looks difficult to predict as we have already reached 4,750. Not sure if IRCC will increase this any further. I can think of multiple possibilities for the draw size. Number 1. In a very pessimistic case, the draw size may not increase and get capped at 4,750. Number 2. In a slightly favorable case, the draw size may increase by 250 and get capped at 5,000. Number 3. In a more favorable case, the draw size may continue to increase by 500 and reach 5,250. Number 4. In an optimistic case, the draw size may increase by 750 and reach 5,500. I'll go with my guts on this. I think they will add another 250 and the new draw size will be 5,000. Now we have all 4 pieces of information ready. Let's predict what might happen on the 9th of November. In the case of scenario 1, where the number of new candidates remains high, if 5,000 invitations are sent out, 628 candidates with CRS 600 plus will be covered. After that, we have 4,372 invitations in hand. There are 1,332 candidates between 501 to 600. They will be covered too. Now we have 3,039 ITs left. There are 3,746 candidates in the 491 to 500 range. As the number of ITs in hand is less than the number of candidates in this range, the cutoff score should be between 491 to 500. 491 to 500 is a broad range. Let's narrow it down. To keep our calculation simple, we are assuming numeric distribution of candidates in the pool. We know we have 3,746 candidates in the 491 to 500 range. We have 3,039 ITs for them. Of the 3,746 candidates, 3,175 are the remaining from the last draw, which means they are below CRS 496. So these candidates are distributed between 491 and 496. The newly added 571 are however distributed among the 10 points in the range. Some of them are below the last cutoff score and some are above. 228 will be above the CRS 496 and 343 below. Now let's sum up the total ITS required just to cover candidates above the last cutoff score. 628 for the 600 plus scores, 1332 for the 501 to 600 range, 228 for the 491 to 500 range. A total of 2,189 ITAs will be used up for candidates above the last cutoff. So how many ITAs do we have in hand now? 5,000 minus 2,189 is equal to 2,811. We have 2,811 ITAs for candidates below CRS 496. How many candidates are there between 491 to 496? There are 3,175 from the last draw and 343 new candidates are expected to get added. So 3,175 plus 343 is equal to 3,518. So 2,811 ITAs for 3,518 candidates. Now 2,811 divided by 3,518 is equal to 80%. So the cutoff score will drop by 80% in the range of 491 to 496, which means the cutoff score will be 492. What happens in the case of scenario 2? In scenario 2, where the number of new candidates goes back to the average, if 5,000 invitations are sent out, 556 candidates with CRS 600 plus will be covered. After that, we have 4,444 invitations in hand. There are 1,037 candidates between 501 to 600, they'll be covered too. Now we have 3,407 ITs left. There are 3,461 candidates in the 491 to 500 range. As the number of ITs in hand is less but almost equal to candidates in the range, it's easy to say that the cutoff score will be at the borderline of this range. Without any calculation, we can tell the cutoff score will be 491. I have shared multiple possibilities of draw size with you. I think I should share the possible cutoff score for each scenario as well. If the draw size is restricted to 4,750 and the number of new candidates remains high, then the cutoff score should be 492. And if the number of new candidates returns to average, then the cutoff score should be 491. If the draw size is 5,250, the number of new candidates remains high, then the cutoff score should be 491. And if the number of new candidates returns to the average, then the cutoff score should be 490. If the draw size is 5,500, the number of new candidates remains high, then the cutoff score should be 491. And if the number of new candidates returns to the average, then the cutoff score should be 490. In case your head is spinning, here is a summary. So what's your prediction? What will be the cutoff score on 9th November? What will be the draw size? Do you agree with my calculation? Let me know in the comment section. Time for the biggest question. Will there be a draw on the 9th of November? There has been a rumor of a pause in the express entry draws in the month of November for quite some time now. The rumor mainly spread because the new tier system will be implemented in this month, and IRCC might pause the draws or at least one draw in November to update the system. I think the panic around this further increased when some PNPs announced that they will pause the draws until the new tier system is implemented. We haven't heard from IRCC on this yet. I have explained the tier system and shared my initial thoughts on the pause in a video. Do check it out if you haven't. Do I have a change in my opinion now? Not yet. I'll side with the hopeful ones. I think the draws will continue. As we see, neither IRCC nor Ontario have announced anything regarding a pause yet. Plus, the date of implementation is 16th of November. There is a clear 1 week gap with the draws both forward and backward. I believe that's enough time to update the system. In case a draw is missed in the bi-weekly pattern, I think IRCC might conduct back-to-back draws or conduct a draw with 1 week gap to mitigate the damage. IRCC has done this before. If you look at the previous records, they have done this a couple of times. So I'm hopeful until I hear an official announcement from IRCC. Fingers crossed. I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know if you liked it. Your feedback can help me make better videos for you. To get regular updates on Express Entry, do subscribe and click on the bell icon. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm also available in TikTok right now. I try to share regular updates on my socials. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.